I need you to educate us a bit more. We need to know, I know Henley and Partners are the global, as in they are the global firm when it comes to global citizenship. And you also have your Henley and Partners passport index report, as well as index ranking. And I do have a bone to chew with you, because where I see, I'm seated and speaking from Nigeria here. And when I looked at your ranking, I don't think I'm one happy Nigerian at the moment. So you need to let us know. Yeah, I know families need to have, families ordinarily, wealthy families, affluent families are ordinarily mobile. And you could have 2, 3 dual citizenship and all that. But as a Nigerian, I need to understand, why are we in the position that we are in? So please, Troy, you need to shed more light on that for us.
Of course, and my apologies, Mercy. It wasn't me who put Nigeria there. Please don't blame me. Yes, so Henley's Passport Index is something that our chairman actually created some time ago, and it's essentially a ranking of every single passport in the world. And the way that we do this is based on a country's visa-free ability. So essentially, it's ranked on the number of countries that your passport can get you into visa-free, or in other words, visa on arrival. Just jump off the plane and they'll let you in, essentially. So this has become quite an important tool, and the reason is because it indicates your global mobility, the level of freedom you have to move around the globe, and this is becoming increasingly important for business people, for children to access education globally, and just families traveling leisurely. So it's been used quite a lot. When it comes to Nigeria, yes, the ranking is 96 out of 108 countries, so it's not great at the moment. I guess to make things worse is that unfortunately it's kind of been sliding lower on the list in recent years as well, which is a bit of a concern if you are a Nigerian passport holder. And for the reasons for that, I mean, if you think about how countries get visa-free ability, it's through agreements between countries. So, for example, let's say hypothetically the USA and Nigeria both agree to let each other's citizens travel visa-free between the countries. And so if these visa-free agreements are being stopped and ended by countries, Nigeria will, of course, fall down the list. The reason they would stop these agreements is due to perceived kind of social, economic, and political issues. So if, for example, the United States, they perceive that Nigeria has these growing issues, it may lead to Nigerian citizens traveling to the US and overstaying and, disappearing into the US without being seen again. So that's really what it's trying to stop. So unfortunately, Nigeria's slide down the list indicates that there's been growing kind of political, social, and economic problems there.
Yeah, that list really speaks volumes, and that's really why, as Nigerians, we need to get it right. I mean, the earlier we do, the better for us. So, what destinations now are Nigerians or Africans taking up citizenship right now? So, what would you advise, or what would you say are the destinations? And are there other things that someone should consider if you're thinking about a citizenship or a residency planning?
Mm-hmm. Yes, so I think it's useful to think about this in 2 groups of people. When I think about our work with Nigerian families, there's a group that will actually migrate. They'll leave Nigeria. They're looking for a different lifestyle. Maybe they want to put their kids in education elsewhere. So in this category at the start, I would say the top 3 would be the US, Canada, and the UK. These 3 large Western economies, they seem to be of interest to people who want to move countries. And for the residence programs we work with there, these require that the families actually move there. So these applications can't be done whilst you're based in Nigeria. You have to kind of move, become a tax resident in another country, move your business, your employment, whatever it may be. The second group, and I think this is far more significant because it's a larger group that we deal with, is Nigerians that stay in Nigeria. They stay doing their business, their kids potentially stay going to school there, but they're making strategic investments out of Nigeria usually for a second passport or a second residence. And this kind of thinking is, it's not that they want to leave Nigeria because it's an exciting place. That's where the growth is. That's where they want to make their money. It's a plan B just in case something happens, if there's some volatility, some civil conflict, and also to travel, to have a second passport, to be able to get to the UK, to get to Europe. So in this category, we're mainly working with second passports for Nigerian families. One of the most common is a Caribbean passport. It's very quick to get, it's very affordable, but it's a very strong passport for travel and a great plan B, second option. Secondly, there's some opportunities in Europe. These are more a higher investment level, but there's things like Portugal, Spain, Malta, Austria. These kind of programs are available at a higher price point and very, very strong passports to achieve. Yeah.